if you're an Amari Stoudemire fan, or maybe even if you're a New York Knicks fan, and I know if you're Mike Woodson because he's already said what he's going to do, I would bring Amari Stoudemire off the bench.
Wow.
Here's what I would do. Obviously, he's going to play a lot of minutes because he's not going to be happy if he's not. So there's going to be a lot of minutes where they're out there together. They have proven time and time again they don't exist well together because you don't really know. Carmelo is clearly the alpha dog, but when Amari's out there, he's less of one. And they trample on each other's feet where they like the ball, and the ball doesn't move as much. Why not bring Amari Stoudemire off the bench? Limit the amount of time that they have to be out there together. Make Amari the focal point of your second unit, so he's the alpha dog with that group. They both get to play the 4 spot, which is where Carmelo is thriving right now. And that smaller lineup has really turned this thing around for the Knicks. They're playing well. I would do it. But, again, I'm not Mike Woodson. I'm not in that locker room. I know the pressure of star players and what you feel about that starting or bench thing. Some guys can handle it. Some can't. Whether or not he can, the dynamic of that situation and what that will create if they flame out and he's coming off the bench in the first round, now it's going to be, where's Amari stand with this team? Do we have to move him? All of those things. I think that would be the smartest thing you can do, but I don't expect it to happen. But that's what I would do. But I think he would help more if that's what they did.
I think it hurts the team. 19 and 24 with Amari there.
Yep.
Right now, Carmelo Anthony is playing like Carmelo Anthony. He had a spell this season where we were starting to question him. Even question, can he finish games? Question, was he the offensive player that he used to be? And I think during this span, 2 40-point games, averaging 30 points per game, but finishing, being clutch, and being the man, like being the scorer we knew he was when he came over from Denver. I think, like Tim says, the ball gets kind of caught up in between those two guys when they're out there together. You look at Amari. Amari is a guy who plays off the ball. He was at his best when he's playing with Steve Nash or even playing with a Jeremy Lin type guy that's going to feed him when he can get the ball in scoring position. When Carmelo's out there, he dominates the ball, and he's not really a facilitator. He's not going to move Amari to the spots to allow him to score. So the only way it could work is if they do what Tim says, but basketball is a different breed of athlete.
You have to come watch some basketball with me tonight. Very, very good point.
He knows his basketball.
He really does.
Basketball is a different breed of athlete, and these guys are stars. You see their faces, and they want that face to be out there on the court.
As much as I love your theory, you just can't bring him off the bench.
Well, I said I don't expect it to happen.
You'd lose him.
That, to me, is the only way this can work.
Yeah. I'm torn about this. This is a can't win with him and can't win without him situation. But I want him on my team for the playoffs because you and I have talked about this a lot. In the postseason, you win with your stars, and they just have to figure it out. Here's the weird thing about Carmelo Anthony. I'm the biggest Carmelo fan, top 5 player in my estimation. But people have him wrong. We had him on the show at All-Star Weekend on Friday when Stephen A. and I went to Orlando. And people see him as a diva, as a me guy, as mellow. No, he's a team guy. He defers to a fault. He was willing to defer to Jeremy Lin. He was willing to defer to Amari. And I'm saying, come on. And Stephen A. and I pushed him on the air that day. You got to take a stand here. It's your team. Shoot the basketball. Be Carmelo. Well, I want to do whatever the team. And again, he was having issues with D'Antoni. But still, he has to be mellow. And Amari has to take the sidekick role. Amari has to do windows. He has to do the dirty work. Right. If they had had Amari against the Heat on Sunday, I think they would have won that game or at least come a lot closer because they got crushed on the boards because, for reasons I don't know, Tyson Chandler just didn't show up that day. He just didn't feel like playing. But if both of them had shown up and felt like playing, Amari can, and again, I'm not saying he's a great rebounder, but he's got some presence. He can get up around the rim and give you some backup to Tyson Chandler that you don't usually have. Then Melo has to have a side of the floor clear for him every time because he's pretty hard to stop, right?
100%, and Amari Stoudemire is a proven playoff scorer.
Yeah.
He's proven. You know he's going to give you something. He's not going to wilt from the moment. Right. He's going to have the strength and the presence of mind to be able to get good quality looks around the rim. My problem is, what he was just saying, and I agree, is they just don't seem to have a rhythm and a flow to what they're doing. Right now, it's clear. Everything is funneled through Carmelo. Those guys pick up the crumbs around him. They spread him with three-point shooters, and it's working. You bring Amari into the mix, it's one more ball stopper. And that's what I worry about. And that's why if you can minimize the time they're out there together, somehow I think you've got a better chance to make this work. But Amari's not going to handle it, and Mike Woodson won't do that.
Yeah, but with Carmelo, the ball often stops when it goes through the net and hits the floor.
No
Listen,
doubt
he's
about
shooting
it.
50%
No doubt
from
about
the
it.
field during this stretch. You can't deny that. And he was consistently in the 30s and low 40s
Right.
all those games playing Lithamar. So something is better for Carmelo mentally, and the spacing on the court is better for him.
Yeah, he was averaging 21. Now he's averaging 30. There's something.
I still believe in my Knicks. They become my Knicks now.
Oh, really?
What do you think? First round exit?
I think they're going to be eliminated in the first round if they play one of those top two teams, yes. If they play Miami or Chicago, they're going to lose in the first round. But it's going to be a very competitive, interesting series. But I think ultimately Chicago plays too hard and rebounds too well. And I think Miami, ultimately, their speed defensively can cause the Knicks some problems.
I'd say they shock Chicago, can't beat the Heat.